Hey vinyl community, today I made another trip to the record store, but this time I was focusing exclusively on the 25-cent bins. And the 25-cent record bins contain pretty much the bottom of the barrel, like the cheapest records that you can find, either because they're just not popular or they're scratched all to hell and they can't justify selling them for anything more than a quarter. But what I was looking for mainly are the most interesting albums that I could find because I wanted to share them with you. And maybe it's just because the cover looked really ridiculous, or it could be there was just something that I found really funny or interesting about the album itself. I know nothing about any of these artists. I've done a little bit of research since I picked these up on a couple of them, but for the most part, I don't know anything. I just went on strictly a blind buy, but I wanted to share what I did pick up today. The first one it's called Jim Mcgill and Don Jenkins in concert. And these guys are at the Kimball Organ. So I have to imagine this was a pretty exciting, exhilarating concert there. I don't know what year. I don't know if it says this is from 1974. So you have on side one, Song Gems with Jim Mcgill. You've Got a Friend, Donka Shane, The Look of Love, If, Go Away Little Girl, Born Free. And then Don Jenkins takes his seat at the fabulous Kimball organ, and turns out The Lady is a Tramp, Bewitched, I Could Write a Book, Roses of Picardy, and Soon It's Gonna Rain. And always the liner notes are sometimes the best part of these albums, and I think every one of these albums that I have here contains liner notes, and that's the beauty. This one talks about, on the back, it says, the Syntha Swinger 1700. This had to have been a top-of-the-line keyboard back in its day, but it says, the third star of this record is the brand new Kimball console model, the Syntha Swinger 1700. Here's an organ that's easier than ever to play. So I don't know if, these guys were like pioneers in the field of the Kimball organ, whatever the hell that is. It looks to me like a basic church organ. So I cannot wait to put this on the turntable and hear how awesome it sounds. But just love it because it's so weird. The next one I picked up is Music to Strip by. Ooh! But this is gotta be from the early 60s or late 50s. It says, tonight, a fun-filled party program from the golden age of burlesque, featuring the pulsating rhythms of Bald Bill, I can relate, and his Trocadorons. I have no idea what the hell that is. I'm going to have to look it up, I guess. A rollicking show for the pleasure of all who enjoy the gentle art of the striptease. The gentle art of the striptease. There are 12 authentic striptease hits on here in order of playing for your pleasure. A Pretty Girl is Like a Melody, Bumps and Grinds, Frankie and Johnny, G-String Twist is on here, Temptation, Night Train. Don't know what Night Train has to do with stripping. Then there's The Stripper, Party Time, Bedroom Blues, Second Honeymoon, Girdles Away, My Heart Belongs to Daddy. But this one looks like a lot of fun. It's All Beat Up to Hell. It's on the Somerset label and Stereo Fidelity. You can see this vinyl is all beat up to crap, but I don't know what the hell Somerset, the wondrous world of Stereo Fidelity. I don't know what Somerset has to do with it. I'm sure if you know, you'll clue me in. Next one is Freddie Fender, and this album is called Your Cheatin' Heart. So, oh my God, I think this is a bit of an overreaction to a cheating girlfriend or cheating spouse. As you can see, He's got the full ammo rounds on his chest. He's got a knife here. He is just in combat stance, ready to exact revenge on the woman who done him wrong. But the liner notes here are pretty funny also, I find. Country music has long been unfairly considered the music of the rural and mountain Southeast, when in fact the elements which have made up country music come from all regions of America and embrace a great number of extremely diverse and energetic styles. Now I'm going to move down a little bit. Fender was for years a local legend in the Southwest, playing a succession of dance halls, beer joints, and recording now classic rockabilly sides on a number of tiny Texas labels, with the Spanish version of Don't Be Cruel. What I wouldn't give to hear that. Yet somehow that big break never came, and his career continued pretty much in this grind for the next 15 years. In fact, 1971 found him going to college part-time, trying to obtain a degree in sociology and social work so that he could pursue a new career working with juveniles and ex-convicts. Anyway, this is on the Pickwick label, which, if you're on the Pickwick label, your career is basically going nowhere. Pickwick is pretty famous for regurgitating old recordings of popular artists. I think Elvis had some albums on Pickwick label. I know the Beatles did, but really they're cheap, they're terrible sounding. I can't imagine this record sounds very good. But the songs on here, and this album dates from 1976, the songs that Mr. Fender has to offer are Let the Good Times Roll, High School Dance, You Don't Have to Go, Lover's Quarrel, Three Wishes, Your Cheating Heart, Crazy Cat with a K, I Got a Woman, and Whip It On Me. I don't... Whip what on you, Freddie? I don't know what that means, but anyway, it's Freddie Fender. Now the next one, this is kind of a quizzical cover. This one, I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out exactly what the story is here. It's Marie Kane. This is a Columbia Records demonstration, so it's like a radio station promo album from a Marie Kane, who I checked and she does not have any information on Wikipedia, called Living Alone. I just want to know what is the story here. So she's living alone, sitting at the edge of her bed, staring at the drapes in her bedroom. I guess kind of sulking about the fact that she lives alone. And then you turn the album cover over and there's an entirely other story going on here. Now, as you can see, it appears that there is some interesting activity going on the bed now, and then you have this, which looks like it's some kind of bathrobe just sort of suspended in midair. The shoes are on the floor, so she may be living alone, but now she is entertaining a gentleman caller, apparently, in her tiny apartment. So I just wonder about album covers like these. And then because this is a promotion copy, it comes with, I don't know what you call it, it was like a press release, I guess, for Madam Kane, and it says Raising Kane with Marie, ha ha ha. Raising Kane with Marie is gonna be an easy thing, because Marie Kane is the kind of woman who's got all the qualifications to lift the roof right off. Blonde, good looks, extensive touring. Yeah, I love how they stick that in. So she's blonde, she's got good looks, extensive touring, as if they just follow logically one to the next. Real pro work and a budding image that she's going to make it. And you can bet she can. Marie started off with piano lessons and soon progressed to a traveling band with her brother Curtis. They played a little folk, jazz, swing, blues, ragtime, and any imaginable combo available on the club circuit. Then, in 1969, the brother-sister act split, and Marie trekked westward to LA and a new group, Dakota. This really reads like a resume almost. It's interesting, but so it says the first songs to hit were commercials. Marie sung for All American Coca-Cola, Buick, Pro-Ked sneakers, and even telephones. Some of Marie's less commercial but still catchy ditties deal with a diverse subject matter. You've got ugly feet. Can't imagine why that never caught on. I wouldn't want to fall in love in Cleveland. I'm not making that up, like it really says that. Hopefully nobody in Cleveland takes offense. And Miss Subway of 1950. Miss Subway of 1952. None of which border on autobiographical themes, just to be clear. And the lovely Miss Kane has raised dust behind such stars as Roger Miller, Ray Stevens, and Buffy St. Marie. Miss Kane has really run the spectrum. Now she's ready to take it on her own. America, this is your chance to raise Kane. So I love it. It's so, you got a lyric sheet here, but White Columbia Pro. Anyway, I don't know. I found it extremely interesting and amusing. Now, the last one I have is Don Lovey Talks with Teenagers. So, Don Lovey, this was from 1961. He had 2 comedy albums. Well, I don't know if I'd go as far as to call them comedy albums, but basically, Don Lovey, he was from Detroit, Michigan. Woo! He would go around apparently to high schools and universities, and he had a talk that he would do, sort of amusing. I think he fancied himself a comedian, and he would talk to students about, I guess, well, I'll let the liner notes on here. It says, cleverly and with humor and convincing logic, Don Lonnie explodes the prevalent theory among so many high school students that it's necessary to lower your standards to achieve popularity. So I think he was talking to them about, morals and not sacrificing your ethics and morals, and I don't know. But anyway, it's just very interesting. Teens like one to talk with them, not at them. Don Lonnie knows the vernacular of the day and is perfectly at home with his audience, and they know it. So anyway, apparently this was a religious record label, or a sacred record label, however you want to call it. Word Records. And it's all, I did throw this one on. It's live. He's there at a school assembly and he's talking to kids. He's trying to connect with them, and he's trying to relate to them and give them his message about making sure that you do not lower your standards to achieve popularity. Don't be like those other teens who are into drugs and rock and roll music and sex and other activities. That seems to be the gist of this album. But he looks like a stereotypical like science teacher from back in the early 60s. But I just couldn't resist. I don't know. I saw this and I had to pick it up. I had to know what Don Loney had to say with teenagers. So anyway, that's just some, some cheapo records that I picked up. I don't know if I'll get around anytime soon to playing these, but I hope to, and see what they're all about. But just thought I would share those. And if you know anything more about these than I do, let me know.